You might think your body belongs to you alone, but in reality, it's a thriving ecosystem for tiny creatures. Some of them are harmless passengers, while others feed on your skin, blood, or bodily fluids. Most are so microscopic that you'll never notice them, but they are very much alive and active. Whether they're crawling in your hair follicles, burrowing into your skin, or feeding while you sleep, here are some insects living on your body right now, whether you like it or not. Demodex mites. If you have eyebrows, eyelashes, or facial hair, then you are unknowingly hosting Demodex mites, microscopic 8-legged arachnids that live on human skin. These invisible parasites thrive in your hair follicles and sebaceous glands, particularly around the nose, forehead, chin, and eyelids, where oil production is the highest. Despite their unsettling presence, they are a natural part of human skin microbiota and are found on nearly every adult. There are 2 species of Demodex mites that infest humans: Demodex follicularum, which prefers to reside inside hair follicles, and Demodex brevis, which burrows deeper into sebaceous, oil glands. These mites feed on dead skin cells and sebum, helping to clear out clogged pores. However, their life cycle and habits make them more than just passive skin dwellers. During the day, Demodex mites remain hidden inside pores, avoiding light. But at night, while you sleep, they crawl onto the surface of your skin to mate. A single female can lay up to 24 eggs inside a single follicle, ensuring that the population remains stable. Within a few weeks, a new generation hatches, continuing the cycle. One of the most bizarre aspects of these mites is that they lack an anus, meaning they store waste inside their bodies for their entire lifespan. When they die, their decaying corpses release bacteria into your skin, which some researchers believe may contribute to acne, rosacea, and other inflammatory skin conditions. While most people live in harmony with these mites, an overgrowth can lead to skin irritation and inflammation, making them both harmless companions and potential troublemakers. Head lice. Head lice, Pediculus humanus capitis, are tiny, blood-sucking parasites that live exclusively on the human scalp. Unlike fleas, they cannot jump, and unlike ticks, they don't burrow under the skin. Instead, they use their specially adapted claws to grip tightly onto individual hair strands, making them difficult to dislodge. Measuring about the size of a sesame seed, a single louse may seem insignificant, but infestations can involve dozens or even hundreds crawling through the hair. They are fast movers, scurrying at speeds of 9 inches per minute, making them hard to catch. Head-to-head contact is the primary way lice spread, which is why they are common in schools, daycare centers, and crowded households. Female lice lay tiny, sticky eggs, nits, close to the scalp, cementing them onto hair shafts so firmly that washing or brushing won't remove them. Within 7 to 10 days, these eggs hatch, and within 2 weeks, the new lice are mature enough to reproduce, making infestations hard to eliminate. Lice bites cause persistent itching, and excessive scratching can lead to open sores and infections. Despite modern treatments, lice have developed resistance to many chemical shampoos, making them one of the most stubborn human parasites, a problem that has persisted for thousands of years. Eyelash mites. Your eyelashes aren't just home to mascara and eyeliner, they also host tiny, invisible mites. Demodex follicularum, a close relative of the face mite, thrives inside eyelash follicles, burrowing deep to feed on skin cells and oils. The lash line provides the perfect environment for these mites, warm, moist, and rich in natural oils. Unlike head lice, which crawl on the scalp, eyelash mites spend most of their time head first inside follicles, making them impossible to see. But at night, they emerge onto the eyelid surface to mate, laying eggs and depositing waste inside follicles. While most people carry dozens of mites per eyelash, some individuals experience a population explosion, leading to demodicosis, a condition causing redness, irritation, inflammation, and even eyelash loss. Studies suggest that people with chronic eye infections or persistent blepharitis, eyelid inflammation, may have unusually high mite populations. Despite their microscopic size, their presence can cause noticeable eye discomfort, itching, and crusty debris along the lash line. The only way to confirm their existence? A dermatologist or eye specialist can scrape a few eyelashes, examine them under a microscope, and reveal the tiny, wriggling creatures living right on your face. Body lice. Body lice, Pediculus humanus corporis, are close relatives of head lice, but with one major difference: they don't live on the body. Instead, they hide in clothing, bedding, and fabric seams, only crawling onto human skin when it's time to feed. Unlike head lice, which cling to the scalp, body lice prefer warm, covered areas such as the armpits, waistbands, and back of the neck. These tiny parasites feed by piercing the skin and injecting anticoagulant saliva, allowing them to drink blood efficiently. They thrive in unsanitary conditions, especially in homeless populations, prisons, and overcrowded refugee camps where clean clothing and hygiene are limited. What makes body lice particularly dangerous is their ability to transmit deadly diseases. Unlike head lice, which are mostly a nuisance, body lice can spread epidemic typhus, trench fever, and relapsing fever, diseases that have killed millions throughout history, particularly in wartime Europe. A single infested garment can contain dozens to hundreds of lice, and because they survive for days without a host, they lurk in laundry, bedding, and second-hand clothing, waiting for a new person to infest. Crab lice. Crab lice, Thyrus pubis, are small parasitic insects that infest coarse body hair, primarily in the pubic region. Unlike head lice, which live on the scalp, crab lice prefer thicker, wiry hair and can also be found in armpits, chest hair, beards, eyebrows, and even eyelashes. These parasites spread almost exclusively through sexual contact, making them one of the few sexually transmitted insects. Unlike fleas, which jump, or ticks, which burrow, crab lice crawl slowly but firmly attach themselves with their strong claw-like legs. Once latched on, they feed on blood, causing intense itching, inflammation, and irritation. Unlike head lice, which move quickly, crab lice remain in one spot, gripping hair so tightly that scratching won't dislodge them. Their eggs, nits, are sticky, making them difficult to remove, even with regular washing. After treatment, their bites may leave bluish spots on the skin for weeks due to lingering irritation. Because they thrive in warm, coarse hair, infestations typically occur in adults and are rare in children. Medicated shampoos and lotions are the most effective treatment, but bedding, clothing, and towels must also be thoroughly cleaned to prevent reinfection. Scabies mites. Scabies mites, Sarcoptes scabiei, are microscopic parasites that burrow into human skin, causing intense itching and irritation. Unlike lice or face mites, which remain on the surface, scabies mites dig tunnels beneath the skin, where they feed, mate, and lay eggs. These burrows appear as thin, winding lines, often found on the hands, wrists, elbows, and between fingers. After laying eggs, the larvae hatch and continue tunneling, triggering an immune response that leads to redness, swelling, and relentless itching, especially at night, when the mites are most active. Scabies is highly contagious, spreading through direct skin contact, shared bedding, or contaminated clothing. It is particularly common in crowded environments like nursing homes, dormitories, and prisons. If left untreated, scabies can develop into crusted scabies, Norwegian scabies, a severe condition where thousands of mites infest the skin, forming thick, scaly crusts filled with mites and eggs. This form is extremely contagious and difficult to treat. Regular soap and water won't kill scabies mites. Only prescription treatments like topical medicated creams or oral antiparasitic drugs can effectively eliminate the infestation and stop the cycle of reinfection. Dust mites. Dust mites, Dermatophagoides spp, are microscopic arachnids that thrive in mattresses, pillows, carpets, and upholstery, feeding on the dead skin cells humans shed daily. A single person loses about 1.5 grams of dead skin per day, creating an abundant food source for these nearly invisible pests. Millions of dust mites inhabit a typical mattress, with the highest concentrations found in beds, couches, and fabric-heavy furniture. Although dust mites don't bite, they are a major cause of allergies and asthma. Their feces, shed exoskeletons, and decomposed bodies contain proteins that can trigger sneezing, congestion, itchy eyes, and respiratory issues. If you wake up feeling stuffy or congested, you're likely inhaling dust mite allergens while you sleep. Even washing your sheets doesn't eliminate them completely. Mattresses and pillows accumulate dense layers of dust mite remains over time. In fact, a pillow that's just a few years old could be nearly 10% composed of dead dust mites and their droppings. Regular vacuuming, washing bedding in hot water, and using allergen-proof covers can help reduce their numbers, but eliminating them entirely is nearly impossible. Fleas. Fleas, Pulex irritans, the human flea, are tiny, blood-feeding parasites that jump instead of crawl. While modern hygiene has reduced their presence on humans, fleas still infest pets, carpets, and bedding, lying in wait for a chance to latch onto a new host. Unlike lice, which move slowly, fleas can leap 50 times their body length, allowing them to jump effortlessly from furniture, fabric, or animals onto humans. A flea bite leaves behind red, itchy welts, and their saliva contains anticoagulants, preventing blood from clotting so they can feed undetected. Some people experience severe allergic reactions, while others may hardly notice the bites. Historically, fleas were responsible for spreading the bubonic plague, which killed millions in the 14th century. Even today, they transmit diseases like murine typhus and cat scratch fever, making them more than just a nuisance. Getting rid of fleas requires treating both pets and living spaces, as they can survive for months in carpets and upholstery before reattaching to a host. Bedbugs. Bedbugs, Cymex lectularius, are nocturnal parasites that hide in mattresses, furniture, and wall cracks, emerging at night to feed on human blood. Unlike lice or fleas, they don't live on the body, but instead remain hidden during the day, coming out when they detect warmth and carbon dioxide from a sleeping person. A bedbug bite leaves red, itchy welts, often appearing in zigzag or linear patterns where the bug has fed multiple times. Their saliva contains anesthetic and anticoagulant compounds, preventing pain and allowing them to feed undetected. Some people experience allergic reactions, while others may not react at all, making infestations harder to detect. These pests are incredibly resilient. Bedbugs can survive for months without feeding and are resistant to most pesticides, making them difficult to eliminate. A single female can lay hundreds of eggs in her lifetime, leading to rapid infestations. They spread easily through luggage, clothing, and second-hand furniture, making hotels, dorms, and apartment buildings particularly vulnerable. Completely eradicating bedbugs requires professional treatment, high heat exposure, and meticulous cleaning of infested areas. If left unchecked, infestations can quickly spiral out of control, making early detection and intervention crucial. Ticks. Ticks are slow-moving, blood-feeding parasites that embed their heads into human skin, feeding for days at a time. Unlike lice or fleas, which constantly move, ticks firmly attach themselves, using specialized mouthparts to cut into the skin and anchor in place. Their bites are painless at first because their saliva contains numbing agents, allowing them to feed undetected. These parasites are notorious disease carriers, capable of spreading Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and other serious infections. The longer a tick remains attached, the greater the risk of disease transmission. Some tick species even inject neurotoxins, which can cause paralysis in their hosts. Ticks thrive in wooded, grassy environments, where they wait for passing animals or humans to hitch a ride. They often latch onto clothing, pets, or exposed skin, patiently waiting for the perfect moment to attach and feed. Removing them quickly is crucial. Grasping the tick close to the skin with tweezers and pulling it out slowly and steadily reduces the risk of infection. Because of their ability to spread life-threatening diseases, preventing tick bites with insect repellent, long clothing, and regular tick checks is essential for staying safe in tick-prone areas. Tropical rat mite. If you've encountered rodents, particularly in warmer climates, there's a chance you've been bitten by tropical rat mites. These tiny, blood-feeding arachnids, Ornithonissus bocotti, are barely visible to the naked eye, appearing as minute pale specks. Under magnification, they reveal their characteristic mite form, with 8 legs and a body adapted for piercing skin. Primarily, They infest rats and other rodents, living in their nests and surrounding environments, but they readily seek out human hosts when available. During the day, these mites typically reside in rodent nests or hidden crevices, waiting for opportunities to feed. But at night, or when rodent populations decline, they venture out, searching for warm-blooded meals. They pierce the skin with their mouthparts, injecting saliva to prevent clotting, and then engorge themselves with blood. A female can lay numerous eggs in the rodent's nest, and within a short time, the next generation emerges, continuing the cycle. These mites, through their bites, can cause intense itching and dermatitis. The persistent scratching caused by their bites can lead to secondary bacterial infections, further complicating the issue. While their role in transmitting human diseases is still being researched, their bites are a significant source of discomfort, especially in areas with high rodent populations. Effective control requires addressing the rodent infestation and implementing environmental treatments to eliminate these persistent parasites. Kissing bugs. Kissing bugs, scientifically known as triatomines, are blood-sucking insects belonging to the assassin bug family. These nocturnal creatures, ranging in size from half an inch to 1.5 inches, are recognized by their cone-shaped heads and elongated proboscis, the tool they use to extract blood. Primarily found in the Americas, their habitats include cracks and crevices in poorly constructed dwellings, animal burrows, and beneath rocks and bark. Their preference for feeding at night, often biting sleeping humans around the face, has earned them the unsettling moniker kissing bugs. The most significant concern associated with kissing bugs is their role as vectors for Trypanosoma cruzi, the parasite responsible for Chagas disease. When a kissing bug feeds, it often defecates near the bite wound. The parasite, present in the feces, can enter the human body if the feces are inadvertently rubbed into the bite, mucous membranes, or broken skin. This transmission can lead to both acute and chronic forms of Chagas disease. While acute symptoms may include fever, fatigue, and localized swelling, the chronic form can result in severe cardiac and digestive complications, sometimes proving fatal. Kissing bugs undergo incomplete metamorphosis, progressing from egg to nymph to adult. Nymphs require blood meals to develop, contributing to the persistent threat they pose. Controlling these insects involves improving housing conditions, such as sealing cracks and crevices, and implementing insecticide spraying. Bed nets can provide crucial protection during sleep. Public health education plays a vital role in preventing Chagas disease, emphasizing the importance of early diagnosis and treatment. In regions where kissing bugs are prevalent, accurate identification of these insects is essential for effective prevention and control measures. Bird mites. Bird mites, belonging to several species but often referring to Ornithonissus sylviarum, northern fowl mite, or Dermonissus gallinae, red poultry mite, are tiny parasitic arachnids that primarily infest birds. While their primary hosts are avian, they readily bite humans when bird populations are nearby or when nests are abandoned, leading to significant skin irritation and discomfort. These mites are small, typically less than 1 millimeter in length, making them difficult to spot with the naked eye. Their color varies depending on whether they've fed. They appear pale before feeding and reddish or darker after ingesting blood. Bird mites thrive in and around bird nests, particularly those of poultry, pigeons, starlings, and sparrows. When birds leave the nest or when nests are removed, the mites seek alternative hosts, often entering human dwellings through windows, doors, or ventilation systems. They feed on blood, biting humans, and causing intense itching and small red welts. The bites are often clustered, reflecting the mite's tendency to feed multiple times in a small area. Unlike some other mites, bird mites do not burrow into the skin. While bird mites are primarily a nuisance, their bites can cause significant distress, especially for sensitive individuals. The persistent itching can lead to scratching, which can result in secondary bacterial infections. Control measures focus on eliminating bird nests near homes and preventing birds from nesting in or on buildings. Insecticides can be used to treat infested areas, but addressing the source of the infestation is crucial for long-term control. Because these mites' primary food source is avian blood, they generally will not be able to live for extended periods of time inside of homes that contain no birds. That's all for today, folks. We've journeyed through the fascinating and sometimes unsettling world of creatures that share our bodies and immediate environments. And don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing insights into the world around us. Your support helps us bring you more content like this.